level high, so down two. Great call out there by Sonic.
Fox
To the
has
corner
the
we go,
corner.
and Fatal Blow is available. Had the mic go down.
Put him in it. Put him in it.
Needs to go, and Sonic Fox becomes your Final Kombat Mortal Kombat 11 champion. Beyond.
We believe gamers from home deserve an open platform as big as those on the road. With more events moving online, a better system is needed to give casual and professional players a place to showcase their talent. The communities of Mortal Kombat Online and the Mortal Kombat subreddit are joining together to create a better way for players to compete online. Introducing Fight Club, a revolutionary new way for gamers to challenge one another in Mortal Kombat 11, with automatic analysis of all matches streamed via Twitch on your PlayStation or Xbox. With the Mortal Kombat Online mobile app, send challenges directly to any player of your choosing with complete crossplay and cross-generation support. Compete in ranked sets with the ability to earn placement on our global leaderboards. Mortal Kombat subreddit members receive exclusive integration with special flair and season support to determine who is the best combatant. Fight Club puts the character tier list debate to rest, providing real-time updates. See which character will provide you the best option of defeating your opponents. Fights analyzed in minutes, providing players with their own tailored profile. Matches are streamed live 24 hours a day on MortalKombatOnline.com and on Fight Club TV. Verified streamer support available for well-known content creators on Twitch. Find matches on Discord quickly with a dedicated challenge pool and other matchmaking options. The Fight Club public beta at fightclub.gg. Register today. It's in a league of its own.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Professor Kiala Clutch back again with another episode of Sunday School. Now, I've been getting a lot of people saying that they play on Hitbox and they play, on a traditional pad controller, or maybe sometimes they're using, a different a pad from a off-brand type of pad, whatever is comfortable with you. But people have been asking me, Kiala, I hear clicking that's not from a Hitbox. What are you playing on? I am playing on something that we are going to discuss on how better to use. A fight stick. Now, a lot of people say, oh, it seems a little off when you use, a fight stick when it turns in terms of movement and everything, but there's actually some secret techniques that I like to do while using a fight stick because this is where I started off on. Plus two, in the arcades of, Mortal Kombat, it was an arcade cabinet, so of course they're going to have a stick and buttons. I'm here to show you that there is a lot of benefits when using an actual arcade stick or a fight stick in MK11. And I'm going to go over a lot of things like, the controller options or, how, like remapping the controls, what's easy to do, and how does movement work? How can it actually benefit me with movement or benefit me with defense or anything like that? We're going to go over absolutely everything. I know a lot of people have been really, really asking me about this, how to use an actual fight stick in MK11, and is it harder, is it easier? And I'm excited for this one. I know a lot of people have been really, really wanting to know about this. So I'm going to switch over to the dual cam right now, and what we're going to be talking about, as you can see, I have a Hori Fighting Edge. Oh, and if you do have the PS5, or for anyone who has MK11 Ultimate on PS5, any PS4 fight sticks can instantly be plugged in and can be used. Just that a good heads up for everybody. I know they've been asking me that too. Anything that is like off-brand where it's compatible with both PS4 and PS3, or PS4 and Xbox One, it should work, but you need to really look it up first before you remotely. So with that being said, of course you're gonna have your stick. You have 1 square, you have triangle with 2, X 3, or circle 4. Now I don't use any of these buttons except for block. That's mainly what I like to use. Just the block right here. Fatal blow, it's these buttons. So for fatal blow, it's these 3. For grabs, it's these 2. For stance switch, it's these 2. Or you want to roll away. Now, when it comes to using like the lever, now I prefer to have the Korean lever or the fat top lever, Korean top lever, whatever you want to call it. Mainly because I have big hands and I have shaky hands. Like I tend to always want to move my left hand all the time. But I know it's hard for people that are coming from Tekken. I know the Korean backdash is. Oh, it pops in and out when I talk. I just checked it. Or am I just too far away? Is that what it is? Because it should be fine right now. There we go. I think that's a little bit more better. So I realize when it comes down to movement, like in Tekken, to Korean or to wave dash backwards, it's back dash, down, back, back, and that's usually how it works. But it is very different in Mortal Kombat because we have a block button. Same thing with forward dash. I can't really. If you realize, I'm trying to do a wave dash, but it looks like Liu Kang is still open. He's still standing. So what can we do about it? This is a little tricky when it comes down to wave dashing on a fight stick in MK11, but I can guarantee, practice makes perfect. So I'm gonna make it to where we are full screen. So to forward dash, of course, it's dash, block, forward, block, forward, block, forward, block, forward, block. So with that being said, what's an easier way to do it is that you can dash forward and then block, and then you can, while you're blocking, you can also do down forward. Now this cancels everything out, because now you can be ready to actually not only wave dash, but you can actually get ready to let go of block and duck any projectiles coming to you. Now, of course, forward dash and then block dash, block forward, block forward, block forward. You can instantly just do this all day long as an easy, back dash and forward dash. Now, some characters are better than Liu Kang. I understand that, but when it comes down to like movement, you got to make sure you know what you're doing. Like your short hops from your neutral jumps. Of course, too, when you try to hop and then duck, hop and duck. It's easy to practice your flicking. Flicking your analog stick or your lever has a lot of benefits of actually knowing on how to punish people. So let's say me and Kung Lao are having a poke battle, and I back up and I try to go in and poke again. And then what he's gonna do is that when he sees me backing up, he's gonna think I'm just gonna dash, and in that dash he can catch me for a punish. But in reality, I backdash and I'm ducking, but also too I can just wave dash backwards and then keep walking backwards, because afterwards it's still reading the input of back. So back, block, and I'm still walking backwards. So with that being said, when you flick your lever backwards as you're trying to backdash, it's a good chance for us fight stick users to actually just hold back and be ready for the punish. Now, I can agree that some people might have a difficult time if they never played with an arcade stick before, But I can definitely reassure you that it is, if you have sweaty hands, I don't judge you. If any of my students have sweaty hands or their hands cramp, this is a really good investment, including having a hitbox. A hitbox I like to use if I want to relax and calm down. This is my clutch mode. This is where I started off on. This is when I want to get serious. But like I said, if you're just coming from, Tekken, it might be a little weird having to use a fight stick in MK11 because of the block button. Now, there is some option selects where you can remap the controls to where you can have this button throw and this button block, and then you want to use these. I know a lot of Street Fighter V players, they want to use that. I suggest turning button shortcuts off. This allows you to have, pressing these two makes you grab, these two make a fatal blow. If you want to use all the buttons on your fight stick, I suggest having this off. Because I know a lot of people, what they want to do is that they want to actually hit these two buttons for fatal blow. They want to use that to interact. They want to use that to throw. So when you're doing stuff like this, or if you want to amplify. For me personally, I just like, I like hitting these two. Now, I do suggest that you practice with this off first, rather than having it on, because I know a lot of times I got frustrated with, wait, did I turn it on? I got frustrated when it comes to these interactables, because if I'm trying to, like, let's say 1-2 or 2-1-2-1-2, sometimes it'll make me hit that if I hit it too fast. But I have precision and I learned how to do that. Now, when it comes to inputting commands into the fight stick, one thing you need to realize, it is not necessary for you to be super fast. Take your time using this, because I know on the pad everything is so precise that you need to be really fast. But for me, I got to make sure that all my inputs are hit not to what Liu Kang is doing, but of what I know. So of course I know, the string 1, 2, 3, right? I don't need to look at him. I'm looking at you. Now, a lot of times, like when you use people like Fujin, some people like to think they want to flick up and like that. That's not the case, because sometimes in a combo you have to do 1, 2, and then like you have to be really careful with it and not just flick so fast. When it comes down to movement again, you don't want to hold on to the stick like this or have a loosened grip. When you want to move around, have a loosened grip. Like, of course, you just want to do this. Like, you realize I'm not holding on to like this. The only time I'm holding on to the lever is when I'm up close. So, when it comes to like movement, you want to make sure that your hands are open, because when your fingers are going to be most important, because your palm is what's moving you back and forth. Now, when it comes to ducking, however, your fingers, it's like pulling a trigger of a gun. And practice teabagging too. Like that's the only way you're gonna know how to duck really better. Now, there is like a kind of like an option select I like to do with using a fight stick when dashing is, of course, everybody knows, is to dash forward then down poke. Now, this is weird because I realize I can't just dash forward, duck, then do this. I realize what I'm doing is like quarter circle backwards or quarter circle forward. Because I realize after I do the poke and I hold forward, Liu Kang dashes, if you guys didn't know that. Like, he goes a little bit faster. So, with that being said, you can use this to your advantage to get away from projectiles, but I don't suggest doing it all the way from full screen by doing... I suggest when you're at full screen, probably get ready for a projectile, unblock, dash forward. Now, you want to hit block button before ducking, because if you're doing this and go down, well, just watch my hands and try to pay here. I'll put it right here. Try to pay attention to the animation of Liu Kang, okay? Now Liu Kang, when I'm dashing, oops. So watch my hands, okay? I'm not gonna press any of these. Just watch how I dash forward and then instantly go into ducking. You see the delay right there? Now, how can we change that? I mean, you can make sure you hit block before ducking. There's still a slight delay for that one, so that's why the quarter circle down or forward quarter circle down into down poke actually works out. So in order to do that, 4-4 and swing like a C motion to down, and then poke. Now, I mean the same thing with what's it called? With backdashing. It's the same concept. Just make sure you know how to get out. But like I said, it's gonna take a lot of practice. Now, why would you do this going backwards? It's because when he thinks, oh, he's backing up, I want to punish, interrupt. That's mainly what it's for. But before I continue, hey, what up, Frisky K? I would always have the stick between my middle and ring finger. So like this, or like that. Whatever you're comfortable with, that's fine. You just don't want to constrict your fingers to the point where like it gets stuck and you put in a miss input. Me, I like to have it open because of course like that's just how I am. I like to have my fingers open to do stuff like this. But it's funny to do it because when you wave dash, you don't need to press down. When you wave dash, you just want to get in as fast as you can. It's just this. But are they like that loose hand? Of course, yeah. So are there any questions when it comes to movement? Because I'm gonna get into offense and defensive mechanics, and then we'll go on to pros and cons using a fight stick. So when it comes down to actually putting in your inputs, you got to make sure you follow through with the string first, or your game plan first before even like waiting until the animation is finished. Like if I'm doing 1, 2, 3, I can't just go because I'm gonna miss an input. So I got to make sure I follow through 1, 2, 3. Now I call this the slap method. This lets me know and confirm where my buttons are at. Now I'm not saying like do this all the time. I'm saying I like to slap my buttons to let it know that, or let me know that those are the buttons I pushed. But I'm doing this for you guys. Now, when it comes to like canceling, like I know I like to do this a lot. I like to cancel a string into Dragon's Fire. Now, if you notice what my hands are doing, I'm doing all of my input. I'm doing back 1, 2, 2, 4. I do that whole string, but I make sure I hit down back 4 immediately, right after I do that string. Because if I just wait for it, then he's gonna do it afterwards. But if I want to cancel it, see that? 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. Down, back, 4. Now, there's a lot of the times where it comes out too fast, but this can be canceled. You gotta look at your frames. That's why I wasn't putting it on. So I have a cancel advantage of 28 frames. So anything faster than 28 frames should do it. So I don't need to hit 3 and then go into that. I mean, I can, but I don't need to. But I can just do this. But for really fast strings like this, you're gonna have to. Now, here's the fun part. You guys are gonna lose your damn minds. Command grabs are very, very smooth when it comes to the fight stick. Now, these are my settings that I have it on. I have button shortcuts on, input shortcuts off, alternate control, I'll talk about that later. Release check on, I know, hear me out. And input window timing long. The reason why I have it like this is because of this. Let's have Kung Lao, let's say we're having a poke war, right? We're having a poke war, but I can poke, bam. Here, I'm gonna let you look at my hands again. So look real close to how I'm maneuvering this lever, okay? Now, if you haven't noticed it, but I just did down 1, and I didn't go back to neutral, and then down, left, right. I just held down, and then I swinged it to the left and then forward. And it's easy when you want to just do a string. And this goes for the whole entire cast too. This is pretty amazing. To me, it is hella amazing to do. Like, let's see. I know, oh, shout outs to Lev Crouton. He likes to use Kano and Biohazard. Let's see. Okay, so he has a command grab in this one. So let's use that. Now, when it comes down to using these characters, you got to remember that down poking into, into a command grab, it won't always work if you actually hit the hit confirm. This is when somebody keeps on blocking you. And let's say like you're doing this and you try to grab them, but they're easy to duck it. Like they'll see your grab coming a mile away. So you want to cancel it. Now look at the frames when I do this too. So down 1 is 7 frames, and then it's -6 on block. But I can cancel it into, his command grab, which is this. Now, remember this takes practice, but watch my lever again. I'm not letting my lever go back to neutral. Always remember that. You can even do it like this. So, with that being said, remember when doing your command grabs, is that it's very iffy. Because when you have someone like Kotal as well, it can be very daunting to actually, nail these things down. Because, like I said, it's the same thing when you're playing on pad, when you try to hit confirm and, your poke goes through and bam, you whiff your command grab. So it's mainly this, like a fight stick is really good for command grabs if you're having trouble with them. I'm not saying, oh, okay, you use Kano, you like to do command grabs and you're having trouble with command grabs, go buy a damn fight stick, you bum. No, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that remember that if you have a fight stick, and you like doing command grabs, a fight stick is really good for you. Now, Kotal is, like I said before, or I was about to get into, is that it's the same concept for him, but he doesn't need to go down, back, forward. He just does down, back, and that's his command grab. So it's the same concept, but just know that all you have to do is just swing your lever. My controller menu, of course. So I'll talk about the release check in a minute. I know it seems a little controversial for a lot of people, but I do have my input window timing on long, crushing blow held check off, or this is just preferred. I mean, I had it on, but I don't know why it's. But release check, I have it on. This is mainly for the command grabs. Alternate control, I'll talk about that later, but I have it off. Input shortcuts, I have this off. But if on a hitbox, however, I have this on. It depends on what character I'm using. And the button shortcuts, I have it on, but if you're starting off, I suggest having it off. The reason for this is because if there's interactables nearby, you want to make sure you're not hitting these two buttons, and it's going to mess up your combo and everything. So usually you just have it with this, so I can hit right here. So again, this is amplify, this is grab, this is block, and this is stance switch. Button shortcuts is the only one that confuses me. Button shortcut. Okay, so button shortcuts, when you have it on, it allows this right here. So instead of hitting this button to grab all the way over here, I can just hit these two. Does that make sense? So instead of hitting this button, I can just hit, I can hit these two buttons. And same thing with amplifying. Like if I were to, if I were to command grab, I could just hit these two. Yeah. So if you're barely starting off with a fight stick, I suggest having this off because you want to use all of your buttons on your fight stick, and you don't want to hit these two by an interactable and mess up your combo when you're trying to just amplify. So when you do stuff like this, you just hit R1. You don't have to hit it twice. I just hit it too early. Now, when it comes down to like actually using all of the buttons over here, some people like to say, oh, preferably I don't want to use it because, I gotta like reach my pinky here and here. You don't have to. But I do have to say that sometimes it has its benefits if you are quick with your precision. You know what I'm saying? If you're quick with your precision and, you don't have to depend on these buttons so you won't mess up a thing, then go ahead, use it. So I realize that sometimes it throws me off that I have to move my ring finger all the way over here. But if you want to see what it looks like when I have this on, where it doesn't really, require you to have so much, going on of slapping your fight stick. Sorry, I've been really. I barely started practicing this combo like today. So there you go. That I don't necessarily have to reach all the way over here. And then if I'm right here and I want to do the mix up. Or the fact that I don't want to have to hit these two or move my hand away from my attack buttons to hit these two for a fatal blow. Which is right here. So I could just hit these three. But if I were to hit these right here, I would have to do something like this. Oh, I pressed the wrong one. Sorry about that. Like, I would have to alter my hand to just hit these two. Now, you can just, what a lot of people like to do, they like to just hit this. Like when they're doing a combo, boom, 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 and they just do that. Like this. Like they just like to hit all 4 of these buttons so it can come out. Now, whatever is comfortable with you, I suggest you just do it. But it all takes with experimentation. No one's gonna get this on the first try, even when they just bought their first fight stick. But I can tell you it's a really amazing investment. Because this is where I started off. Was just with this. And then as I got older and pads became a thing, it was a little tough for me to adjust, but I got used to it, a little too used to it, and then I realized maybe I should just buy an actual fight stick. Now, for people that are already wondering, okay, well, I want to get a fight stick now, or, you know, where can I go to get a good fight stick? I suggest for budget-wise, eBay. eBay has a lot of good selections, especially for like really small ones, like that are, like just something if you're on a budget. Like for me, I highly suggest is the Mayflash F500. That's a good starting off point, and it's a universal stick, fully customizable. But if you want to have like, within the medium range of, something that is reliable, and if you're going to offline tournaments a lot, I suggest getting looking into Razer products like the Razer Aatrox or the Razer Panthera or Razer Panthera Evo. They're a little pricey, or probably like roughly around maybe $150 to $190. If you want to go for the high end, it's like, screw it, I want to go full in. I want to get the best thing possible. I suggest getting a Hori Fighting Edge, but I suggest getting different parts. Hori Fighting Edge, you can actually go to, I know Hitbox has a new, what is it? The Hitbox Cross-Up, where it has a lever and the extra buttons. The Kanba has a lot of good, cheap sticks and expensive sticks as well. Kanba, I actually really highly suggest. You can go to Kanba, and you can also go to, Victrix. I heard good things about Victrix. I tried it once and I thought it was the most beautiful thing on the face of the earth, but it's really, really expensive. You're looking around maybe $400 to $500. This right here was $200, but the thing is, I do have, if you want to try with a hitbox, 1 second. Like, let's say you invested too much into a fight stick already, and you don't want to spend an extra $200 on, an actual hitbox. So I just bought from Arcade Shock, shoutouts to them, was a conversion kit. This goes onto this, my fight stick. So if I want to use a hitbox, I unscrew the panel, I, unplug the wires, unplug the lever, put this on, plug everything back up, turn on the SOCD or the motherboard switch, and we're good to go. Now, when I said about Hori, fight sticks, sorry, but sorry, that threw me off. My bad. But when it comes down to like trying things out, like I'm not too sure if I'm good for fight sticks or a hitbox. What should I do? Then I suggest finding, an actual fight stick that allows you to convert it. Because a converter from Arcade Shock is an easy $60. So if you have a stick at home and it's a Hori and you're just like, man, I want to try a hitbox without spending $200, then just convert it. Now, it is tough, but they do have PDF files where it shows you step by step on how to do it. So when it comes to you questioning yourself, should you be using a fight stick or stick with pad? if your hands are, like I said, if your hands are cramping, if you're sweating and you know it's uncomfortable, or you feel like you're not precise with certain move sets like command grabs, then I highly suggest getting a fight stick or a hitbox. Now a hitbox has its issues of movement too, because if I'm trying to backdash up or to backdash backwards, or you know the forward dash, sometimes it doesn't read the block, and so I'm just doing this and I become free for you to hit. But when it comes to precision, the game becomes a lot more fun. But I know a lot of people have been like looking at certain characters like, oh, what about like, you know, execution heavy characters? And I can completely understand that. Fujin is hard for me, especially when I try to do it on a pad controller. And also too, he's okay with me on hitbox, but I realize with stick it's very different. So a lot of his basic combos is like this to that and that. But a lot of the times people like to think when they use a fight stick is that if they do 4-3 and want to do the Skywalker, they think instantly to flick up like that. But it's not the case, because the stick is still reading your 4-3 input. Be patient with it. You realize I didn't need to flick it, right? Because if I flick it, it's not always going to come out. Now, it is hard for people to get used to this when they never play with a fight stick in their life, but I can guarantee you, you'll get it down within days when it comes to MK11. I promise you that. It is more easier to learn the fight stick on MK11 than it could be on Tekken. Because, first of all, this is a 2D game. And compared to Street Fighter, you can actually, everything is on a dime. Everything is on a button sequence. You don't need to do this, to do forward dashes or back dashes like this. You don't need to do all these fancy quarter circle or whatever. You can actually just do it how you want, whatever you're comfortable with. But one thing I really wanted to talk about, and this should go out to NetherRealm Studios, please. I know I'm pretty much like, I'm not a shill for them, but I kind of wish they did a better job. Alternate control. Oh, this gives the option to have diagonal inputs. Here's my problem with them. These diagonal inputs are crazy and they're cuckoo. I don't know who designed them. I don't know who thought these were good ideas. But if I were to put this on, I know a lot of, you know, players, like pro players, like to do this when they play on a stick. Like, for example, Biohazard, he has this on. I don't know why. But if I want to but just look at this. Oh, did I turn it off? There we go. So if I go to this move list, instead of back forward 1 to do the wind push, I have to do a full half circle, down half circle to do it. This is insane. I don't know why I have to do this. That's too much work for me. Why couldn't it just stay back forward? And then also too, if I want to do, let's see, if I want to do tornado, okay, that's quarter circle backwards. The wind kick, same thing. But for stuff like this, like shooting and like putting projectiles out, this is gonna be daunting for you. So I don't suggest doing this right off the bat. I mean, you can if you want, if it's easier for you, but I don't suggest it. I'd rather just stick with back forward. But I highly suggest just playing around with that. If you're curious about it, try it out. I don't care. Release check. The reason why I have this on, not only for command grabs, but I realize a lot of the times this game was not designed for these games. I mean, this game wasn't designed for fight sticks, so it can read things that you're not inputting. Like, for example, if you do this, and you try to do Skywalker and nothing comes out, that's fine. It's just you have to work on your timing. But when you have negative edge on, you don't have to worry about if you missed it or not. You just work on your timing. So negative edge I use for timing. Because when it comes to like precision heavy characters such as Fujin, you gotta know what you're pressing and when to press them. So when you have it off, which a lot of people are gonna say, why don't you just have it off? There can be a lot of times where you realize that you're trying to put in something that doesn't come out. For me, it's kind of hard for me to mess up because, of course, I've been using this forever. So, the cons, however, is that movement can really be, unpredictable sometimes. If you're in a very tight situation, let's say, you're in a match and both of you guys are on Fatal Blow territory, you're trying to, you're trying to time like a teleport to get out of there, or you're trying to time a good punish. It can be really daunting because holding backwards, you're still walking. And even when you're dashing like this, you're still stopping and going to neutral. That's why I'm teaching you guys this, the wave dash. Now, when it comes to like, playing footsies, playing the neutral, you're trying to go backwards. Doing this, by the way, is not footsies. This is just trying to time a meaty. Like if someone wants to punish, bam. But it can be really daunting when because your wrist, it's all in your wrist. Depending on how you're holding on to, your actual lever. It could be a ball top, it could be anything. But trying to get out of somewhere is really hard. Because forward dashing or trying to get in is pretty easy because I showed you guys this. That's why I taught you this, to make sure you don't get hit by anything. Now, another con is they're expensive, but if you don't look in the right area. And plus two, what I mean by expensive is that even if you buy like, let's say you buy like a Hori Wrap 5 or something, which are pretty cheap, they'll go for like $100 at GameStop. You could pick it up like on the way to work or something. Hori has the worst parts. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. They make the best fight sticks, but their parts are just bad. Like their buttons are bad. The lever system that they have is bad. Like this is everything in here is aftermarket. These are gamer finger buttons. Sadly, you can't get these anymore, but they're very silent rather than the loud clicky clicky click. This is a Taeyong Phantom fight stick, but I have a steel shaft, what makes it heavier. Sorry, but I have a golden, I guess, steel shaft, mainly because the reason why I have a steel shaft is because I want it to be heavier and I want it to come back to neutral faster without, wobbling like that. So it takes a lot of investment to do. I highly suggest going to Arcade Shock, Paradise Arcade, or Focus Attack. Focus Attack has a lot of cheap and really high quality buttons and parts. Also, Focus Attack, if for all you artistic people out there, you can actually make your own faceplate and everything like that for a good price. Another con too is, of course, you have to use everything. You have to use all of your arms and everything. You can't really relax in your bed playing with this thing. But I think this is a worth thing. Even if you have one and you haven't used it, I highly suggest playing around with it, because I know a lot of people like to used to use like fight sticks back in MKX days and Justice 2 days. I don't know how they did it, but it was hard. I'm pretty sure it was hard. But this, if you're having trouble with misinputs, this is the way to go. Because I know I would always mess up one of my mains is Sonya. And this is for Amperflex specifically. Amperflex, he's trying to learn Sonya. a lot of the times when it comes down to using characters like this that have wonky buttons that can potentially go into a special or cancel into a special that you didn't mean to press. Like, I know I would do this a lot. I would hit this in the middle of this because I'm trying to down poke and then cancel into this. Now, with her, oh, that's another thing I want to teach you. Cancels. Cancels can be really tough on a fight stick, but don't get too discouraged with it. Because I know a lot of people use, like, you know, a lot of Sonya players, they like to do this. Like, they like to cancel the rings. So I realize now, bear with me here. I was never able to do Johnny Cage's Fatal Blow Fatal Blow combo. The one that does like a shitload amount of damage on a pad. I can never do it. Class, I can never do it ever. But when I started using my fight stick and I got it down and started using hitbox, I didn't realize how easy it was. And keep in mind, I only did this like maybe 3 times. Okay? And if you have dreams of pulling off this combo the same as I did, it's very easy to pull off with a fight stick. Wait, why didn't it come out? I did it right? What? Is something wrong? Why isn't... Wait, hold up. Am I doing something wrong? What's going on here? It's a combo. Oh! Chat, did we break the game? Class, is the game broken? Did we break it? What's going on? I'm so confused. Okay. Okay, that's not the combo. But this is. Okay. What? That's the combo, chat, and I'm sorry that it's not working. It should be working. Let's get out of here and then try it again. But you guys see what I'm talking about. Gotta be a punish, huh? The Fatal Blow combo cancel thing? No, it doesn't.
Johnny Cage.
Okay, that's the right one. Because the way Johnny Cage's Fatal Blow console, I don't know why I say that, combo works is that you start a combo and mid-combo you cancel into Fatal Blow, cancel it, and then continue on the combo. So for example, I'll do it again right here. Bam, 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 bam. So this is the combo. You see how I canceled it? So this is how many hits? 4 hits. Okay, 4 hits. Oh, wrong button. Damn. Wow, now it's not even reading it. Wow, what is going on? Okay, so that's 7 hits. That's a total. Well, why isn't that hitting the crushing blow? That's weird. Because that is the actual. Wow. Did we break it? Did we break the game already? Oh, the shit right here. Let me see. Sorry, chat. I know this is going off topic about the fight stick, but I need to figure this out because this is a little weird for me. Okay, so throwing shades. Okay. Triggers on first hit of the match or in a combo that involves a fatal blow dash cancel. So okay, well, just for the sake of it, let's just put this on, I guess. Oh. Okay, no, that didn't have it. Whoa! I'm sorry, what? If you guys could clip that, that would be great, because I don't know what is happening. But I guess that's but you guys get what I mean, right? So I'm sorry. But yeah, before I continue on, is there any questions about fight sticks in MK11? Is it you glitched the game? I'm pretty sure I did, class. I'm pretty sure I did. But is there any like specific questions that class may have about using fight sticks in MK11 that that can help them get better at it, or get used to it better, or maybe exercises that they should do in order to get better at the game with the fight stick? So, a student of mine asked, how long did it take for me to learn or get used to the fight stick? I say it took me about a week to get it down completely. Now, I say like getting used to it takes about maybe 3 days or 4 days, depending on what you're doing. Like for me, what I love to do was to actually not play the game, but when I'm watching TV or something before I go to sleep or whatever, is that I just play around with the actual fight stick. Like I'm pressing the buttons, I'm closing my eyes, I'm thinking, okay, like I'm thinking in my head like a combo in my head, and it gets me to actually have muscle memory, and also too, going into practice mode before playing the actual game itself, and just like, okay, that's this string, and even like resetting it, just doing this all day long, or for like a good 5 minutes. Like doing this can actually help a lot of people out of just determining what is best. Now, the reason I chose Rain right now is because I know a lot of people are gonna ask about this right here. If I have it off, I can't do... Oh wait, oh wow, they patched it. Oh, thank you, NRS. I appreciate it. Before, I needed to actually hit this button in order to do so. I don't know why, but for fight stick, I just needed to. Never mind. Thank you, NRS, for fixing that. When it comes down to like learning the fight stick, if you do have one, I mean, do you guys have a fight stick? Because if you guys do, and you guys just want to know how to use it, or you want to put it to use in MK11, but you feel like it's too hard, it's all muscle memory. If you join fightclub.gg, you can actually find a lot of us who still use a stick. I understand I use a stick a lot. Like I'm going to be using this for a while now that I put it back together. But I use a stick. I understand a lot of people in the Nethercast use a stick who are also part of FightClub.gg. I know Survive Cabans uses a stick as well. And if you need help, contact us. Message us, DM us. We'll play a few sets, and we can actually help you understand, since we've been using the fight stick longer, on like secret tech that we use and little strategies and little exercises that we do. Like me, I like to do the flicking. I like flicking when I do projectiles. I like doing that because it gives my timing a lot more better chance. So, no, LOL. I just never seen anyone use it on MK11. It looks cool. Yeah, I can guarantee if you're bored with the game, you know, knock on wood, if you're bored with the game and you're using pad, or you know, you're stuck with this right here, and you're stuck with this, and you're sitting here and you're playing, and you realize your hands are getting all, you know, sweaty, and you're just like, I can't backdash, you know, my palms are sweaty, I'm constantly doing this all the time, you know, and then you mess up your combos like this. You're like, oh, my finger slipped off of 4, I couldn't hit it. Oh. This comes into play. Because when you use stuff like this, it is almost impossible that you don't know what button you're pressing. Especially when you have to hit. Now, I can agree, hitting these right here, like for amplify and block and whatever, and you still have your thumbs right here. Remember, you have one finger for all attacks and one thumb for movement. And then you have these. What are these guys supposed to do? It's very rare you use these guys. But for here, you get to exercise your full layout of commands. You don't have to do this. You don't have to keep going. No. So using a fight stick, I can say you will have a lot more fun in this game. If you're bored with the game and you know it's really hard for you to play MK11 on a pad and you want to find something new, I suggest going for it. Use a fight stick. Use whatever you're comfortable with or what's going to make you have fun in this game. So please consider it. If you have a fight stick, try it out, plug it in, see if it works, and if it doesn't work, I'm really sorry. But I'm sorry we don't have any sponsors for this video. I know I wanted to wait to see, you know, if we can, you know, show Focus Attack or Arcade Shock. But I will tell you guys right now that even though we're not sponsored by them, I highly suggest going to Focus Attack. That's Focus Attack, all one word, .com, or Arcade Shock, like Raiden Shock.com, and Paradise Arcade. They have the best selection you can find when it comes to parts, or even wanting to build a fight stick from scratch. The parts are cheap, they're easy to put together, they come really damn fast, and I highly, highly suggest anybody out there wanting to use a fight stick or a hitbox or experiment with it, this can actually rekindle the fun. I know it rekindles the fun for me because 2 hours before we did this episode, I've been doing nothing but this. Shout out to SoCal Honey Badger, who's actually, you know, looking to be part of us. Actually started picking up a damn, you know, actually I'm gonna do this for him. Shout out to SoCal Honey Badger. He brought on an actual, you know, fight stick. I think it was a Hori Rap 4, Rap 5 that he brought on that he's actually trying to use to play MK11. And quite frankly, it is really damn fun. Oh, I don't have this. My bad. So is it like building a PC? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say so. I'd say it's a little bit more, or a little less complex than that. The only thing that can actually, you know, jeopardize a lot of the things is the fact of dealing with a lot of small parts. Like if you're not too careful, you can really mess something up or like break a wire. Then you have to wait till that comes in, or you gotta order it. But if you watch any YouTube videos, it's an easy thing to do. It's a really easy thing to do. Or you can do it step by step with a friend who is more, you know, knowledgeable of it. So I know a lot of people contacted me on how to actually put a fight stick together. But Focus Attack and Arcade Shock, they actually have a workshop that you can actually do. Tell them what you want, and they'll build it for you, put it in a box, and then ship it to you all put together. And I think that's pretty cool too, and really damn cheap for a custom fight stick. I know there's a lot of, you know, entrepreneurs out there that really like, you know, put a lot of customization into their fight sticks. But yeah, that is the fight stick on MK11. I love this thing. This thing has actually helped me a lot through my professional career in fighting games. Not only Tekken, but Dragon Ball FighterZ, MK11. Like, I wanted to bring this up at a later date, but I realized something else is that if for anyone who is, you know, ambidextrous, like, you know, you have left and right hand, or if you know, a lot of people, now I know this is a stretch, but for a lot of people that have ADHD, who, you know, who are diagnosed with ADHD, the thing is that when it comes to using stuff like this, it can be very beneficial because you're allowed to put more energy into your gaming. You get to move around a little bit more, you're moving your hands more. It allows you to be more focused and more taskful, if that makes sense. But also too, is that people who are diagnosed with ADHD or, you know, and any kind of, you know, hyperactive attention deficits, using a fight stick for like a good 2 months, and you're like, wow, I'm losing. Put it down, pick up the pad and play with the pad. Switching back and forth and confusing muscle memory is like working out. When it comes to MK11, when you get too used to something, you're gonna plateau. So go back to something else, and then you start improving. You gotta expand your hands and your mind more when using a fight stick because of the fact that this can get really tiresome really fast. Because you're like, oh man, I need something with a little bit more direction. You know, I don't want to keep swinging my, you know, my lever or whatever. Then put this down, play with the pad for a couple months. And once you're done with that, go back to the stick. But that's all I have for you guys today. I know this episode was kind of long, but I was really excited to talk about this one because I love fight sticks. I can't tell you how many I have custom for friends and myself. But yes, please, if you really want to get into this game and get more competitively, or you just want to get really better and stay casual, please go to fightclub.gg. I guarantee you'll see a lot of me. And guys, we need more players. Why? Because Gur is number 1 in the fight club. I'm 23rd. This isn't right. Look, we have an app. They have it right here. Oh, that's my baby sister. But you see it right there. Yeah. You go onto the app. You can find anybody in this app that has the Discord information and everything. Now, if I go to Fight Club, I realize, look at that. Look at the very top one. That is Gur. I know you guys can't see it, but that's Gur at the very top, everyone. Why is he up there? Please, we need more people in here so I can fight you guys and we can get better. And I earned this jersey. I don't want to be 23rd. Please, please join fightclub.gg. I guarantee you, if you want a good safe space to learn this game better and get really professional at it or get really good at it, I promise you, fightclub.gg is the best place to be. Especially when you want to go into these exhibitions and you're not that confident. We're going to give you that confidence. I guarantee you. We're going to give you that confidence, and we're going to sit down with you to make sure we can make you better, or you being with us can make you better. That's our main goal. We want to bring the community together, and you guys saw the trailer. Go check it out. If you have a fight stick looking for more parts, or if you want to buy a fight stick, eBay, Focus Attack, Arcade Shock, and Paradise Arcade. That's all I have for you guys today. Again, if there's any questions for anybody that's watching this pre-recorded on our YouTube, please, I want you to pull out a sword. I want you to grind, like, sharpen it up, you know, the samurais do. I want you to dab it with that little, what is it called? The sandbag thing, like that. Put it in the fire, take it out, put it in the water, put it in the fire again. Put it between your legs. Let it burn your thunder thighs. Put it back in the water and put it back in the fire and stab that mother heffing like button for me, please. And if you guys have any more questions of what you want to see in the next video, please put it in the comments below. And I will see you guys next time. Much love, and remember to keep on fighting on. I mean it. I'll give all of you guys an F. I'm not joking.
Double high, split down two. Great call out there by Sonic. Fox to the corner we go, and Fatal Blow is available. Had the mic go down. Put him in it. Put him in it. Fades it out. And Sonic Fox becomes your Final Combat Mortal Kombat 11 champion.
We believe gamers from home deserve an open platform as big as those on the road. With more events moving online, a better system is needed to give casual and professional players a place to showcase their talent. The communities of Mortal Kombat Online and the Mortal Kombat subreddit are joining together to create a better way for players to compete online. Introducing Fight Club, a revolutionary new way for gamers to challenge one another in Mortal Kombat 11, with automatic analysis of all matches streamed via Twitch on your PlayStation or Xbox. With the Mortal Kombat Online mobile app, send challenges directly to any player of your choosing with complete crossplay and cross-generation support. Compete in ranked sets with the ability to earn placement on our global leaderboards. Mortal Kombat subreddit members receive exclusive integration with special flair and season support to determine who is the best combatant. Fight Club puts the character tier list debate to rest, providing real-time updates. See which character will provide you the best option of defeating your opponents. Fights analyzed in minutes, providing players with their own tailored profile. Matches are streamed live 24 hours a day on MortalKombatOnline.com and on Fight Club TV. Verified streamer support available for well-known content creators on Twitch. Find matches on Discord quickly with a dedicated challenge pool and other matchmaking options. The Fight Club public beta at fightclub.gg. Register today. It's in a league of its own.